Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to lecture number 10 in the reading course. Today we have a new reading selection which is titled Looking for Work in the 21st Century. Now, just by reading the title of any reading selection, you might get an insight into what this reading selection is going to be about. So, for example, looking for work in the 21st century. What is there in the 21st century that could have made looking for a job or looking for work different from the past? So it's a good idea to talk about this topic before even reading. You can think, if you wish, before reading, and that will give you an insight. So, for example, if you ask a friend, your friend might say, well, just by looking at the title, looking for work in the 21st century, could, in the 21st century, technology might have played, a role. Is that correct or not? Let's see. Let's continue reading and see if this is about technology. So let's read paragraph A. Not very long ago, when people needed to find a job, there were several possible steps. They might begin with a look through the classified ads in the newspaper. They could go to the personnel office at various companies and fill out an application. Or they could go to an employment agency. They could even find out about a job opening through word of mouth from another person who had heard about it. Now the topic and the main idea. If you haven't figured them out, please stop the video and answer first. If you have, I'm going to show you the answers right now. So, what is the topic? This is about not very long ago, so we know that it's in the past. It should be here, this one, sorry. Yes. So not very long ago, here. So this is in the past. When people, all right, so this is about not very long ago, in the past, finding a job. So basically finding a job in the past. This is what the whole reading selection is about, which is a topic. So what does the author wants to say? What do these sentences tell us about finding a job in the past? If you read them one by one, they tell us that there were several possible steps to finding a job. You can find it in a classified ads in the newspaper, or you can go to the personnel office or employment office in some companies. You can also, hear it from someone and then just go and apply. So there were several possible steps. This is what the author wants to say about finding a job in the past. We have they here, the pronoun they. What does it refer back to? Let's read the sentence from the very beginning. Not very long ago, when people needed to find a job, there were several possible steps. They might begin with a look through the classified ads in the newspaper. So one might say, well, steps is plural, people is plural, so they are both possible. Well, let's use steps here in place of they and see if it works. Steps might begin with a look through the classified ads in the newspaper. So steps cannot do that, obviously. So steps is not the correct answer. The correct answer is people. So they refers back to people. So people begin with a look through the classified ads in the newspaper. And the rest of the sentences, of course, they also here they could go to the personnel office. So who can go? Steps or people? It's obviously people. What else? We have they here and they here. They all refer back to people. Next, paragraph B. These days, job hunting is more complicated. The first step is to determine what kind of job you want, which sounds easier than it is, and make sure that you have the right education for it. Rapid changes in technology and science are creating many professions that never existed until recently. It is important to learn about them because one might be the perfect profession for you. The fastest growing areas for new jobs are in computer technology and health services. Jobs in these fields usually require specific skills, but you need to find out exactly which skills and which degrees are necessary. For example, it may be surprising to know or to learn that in the sciences, an MS or master's degree is more marketable than a PhD. In other words, there are more jobs available for people with a Master of Science degree than people with a doctorate. However, people who want to do research still need a PhD. Now the topic and the main idea. Read it silently now and try to find the topic. So what is this reading selection or this paragraph is about? And then the main idea. What does the author wants to say about the topic? If you have found the answers, I'm going to tell you the answers right now. If you haven't, pause the video and then play it. So, current difficulties of job hunting. All right. Or let's say job hunting these days. So current is a keyword, job hunting. All right. The main idea, the first step, it starts from here and ends there. The first step is to determine what kind of job you want and make sure that you have the right education for it. How do I know this? All right. Now this is a general sentence, isn't it? So at the very beginning, job hunting these days is more complicated. So there are current steps, different steps. The first step is to determine blah, blah, blah. Then let's read the next sentence. So nowadays, we have more professions or more jobs that did not exist in the past. All right, I can classify that. Then it is important to learn about them. So learn about what? Learn about those professions or jobs, because one of them might be the perfect job for you. Okay, then this is important. The fastest, let's read from here to here. What are they about? The fastest growing areas for new jobs are in computers, technology, and health services. So number one, computer technology and health services. Now we can relate this, the fastest growing areas for new jobs, to this one here. Yeah, so what kind of job you want? All right, it's important to learn about them because one of them might be perfect for you. This sentence here is linked to this part here. So what kind of job you want? And here it's like a reiteration, right? One might be the perfect profession or job for you. So this is the first part. And then make sure you have the right education for it. Jobs in these fields usually require a specific skill, but you need degrees. You need to find out exactly which skills and degrees are necessary. So this is also linked to this part. You need to have the right education for it. So as you can see, this sentence was broken down into 2 sentences with examples. So we know that this is the main idea. For example, that's another example. It may be surprising to learn that in the sciences, a master's degree is more important than, let's say, a PhD, if you want to find a job. So that's about degrees, right? Which is this part here, education. Right? So now we know that all of these, actually from here, they are about this sentence here. The first sentence. Because this sentence says, you need to know which sentence is good for you, and then make sure you have the right education for it. We go up. So this is number 1. Well, let me do it for you again here. Let me erase this first. All right, so first of all, this number 1, what kind of job is good for you? And then make sure you have the right education for it. Then we have this sentence here. One might be the perfect profession for you. So this is linked to the first one. And then it's about degrees. All of these are about degrees. So this is linked. We link this to this part. So this is the main idea. Okay, we have them here. What does it refer back to? Let's read the sentence before. Rapid changes in technology and science are creating many professions that never existed until recently. So professions, that's an example. That's an option. And changes, that's also an option. But which one is correct? Let's try changes. It is important to learn about changes because one might be the perfect profession for you. That doesn't make sense, does it? Let's use professions. It is important to learn about the professions because one might be the perfect profession for you. Yes, it works. So this is the correct answer. Them refers back to professions. Paragraph C. How do people learn about hot new professions? How do they discover their dream job? Many people these days go to a career counselor. In some countries, job hopping has become so common that career counseling is now big business. People sometimes spend large amounts of money for this advice. In Canada and the United States, high school and college students often have access to free vocational counseling services on campus. There is even a career organization, the 5 O'Clock Club, which helps members to set goals. Members focus on this question: what sort of person do you want to be years from now? The members then plan their careers around that goal. all career counselors, private or public, agree on one basic point. It is important for people to find a career that they love. Everyone should be able to think, I'm having such a good time. I can't believe that they are paying me to do this. Now, two things, topic and main idea. Take your time, read this paragraph and find me the topic and the main idea, then check your answer with me. And the answer is, the topic is career counselors. It's not surprising because all the sentences here talk about career counseling, which was first mentioned here. So, this is the first sentence, and I think that this is the main idea. So, we're starting from here to here. How do people discover their dream job? They go to a career counselor. Then, if you read the rest of the sentences from here, okay, so job hopping is popular, so people change jobs every now and then. All right, this is okay. The next sentence, people sometimes spend large amounts of money for this advice, so for career counseling. So this is about career counseling. In Canada and the United States, high school students, blah, 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 have free vocational counseling services. So again, that is linked to counseling. There's an organization which helps members to set goals. So this is again linked to career counseling. Members focus on this question, so extra details. All right, all career counselors, so as you can see, all the sentences are about how people find their dream jobs by going to career counselors, or people who give free advice on which job to find, career counseling. All right, so many people these days go to a career counselor to find their dream job, so they give you advice. Paragraph D. I want you to think about the topic, the main idea, and reference to these two words, or to pronouns, it and them. After people have determined what their dream job is, they need to find it. The biggest change in job hunting these days is the use of the internet. More and more employers are advertising job openings on their computer websites. More and more job hunters are applying for jobs online. There are also several thousand job boards, among them hotjobs.com, jobs.com, and monster.com. Some people think that online job hunting is only for people in technology fields, but this isn't true. Over 65% of online job seekers are from non-technical fields. Even truck drivers now find jobs on the internet. It is not surprising to know that the topic of this paragraph is hunting or job hunting on the internet. Right? It is not surprising. Why? Because all the sentences here talk about job hunting or finding a job online. This is the topic. Now, what does the author want to say about this topic? The biggest change in job hunting these days is the use of the internet, which is this sentence here. Okay? How do I know this? All right, this is a general sentence, okay? The biggest change in job hunting, blah, 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 is the use of the internet. Let's continue reading and see. Let's see which sentences are more general and which sentences are examples. More and more employers and advertisers, or let's say advertise or are advertising job openings on their computer websites. So that's an example of how the biggest change in job hunting these days is the use of the internet. This is an example. More and more job hunters are applying for jobs online. That's also an extra detail. There are also several thousand job boards. Examples 1, 2, 3. So that's another example. Some people think that job hunting is only for people who work in technology. This is also another detail. Then, over 65% of online job seekers are from non-technical fields. Even truck drivers can find jobs online. So as you can see, all the sentences are about how the internet has changed job hunting. So this is how we know that the biggest change, this sentence here, is the main idea. Paragraph E. So how does this work? Or maybe, wait a second, let's go back. I think we have, yes, we missed these, so let's answer them first. Let me erase this. Okay, then we have it, which is there. So, after people have determined about their dream job, they need to find it. All right, let's say people is an option. Dream job is another option. Can people be the correct option? No, because this is plural and this is singular. So it can only refer back to dream job. Let's use it. So they need to find their dream job. So this is the correct answer, their dream job. This is the correct answer. What about them? Let's read the sentence. There are also several thousand job boards. Among them, so examples of them are 1, 2, 3. So the good thing here is that we only have one possible antecedent, which is job boards. So them refers back to job boards. Now paragraph E. So how does this work? A job seeker can reply to a help wanted notice on a company's website. This person can also post his resume page with information about education and work experience on one or many of the online job boards. If a company is interested, the person still has to take the next step the old-fashioned way. Actually, go to the job interview and perhaps take a skills test. However, even this might soon change. In the near future, companies will be able to give the person a skills test and check his or her background, job history and education online. But what about the interview? Companies will soon be able to interview the person by video link. So people can interview for jobs in other cities or even other countries without leaving home. Clearly, job hunting is not what it used to be. Topic and the main idea. And I want you also to find me the meaning of resume or resume. All right. The topic here is steps in job hunting online. This is what it is about. And what is the main idea? Job hunting is not what it used to be. Job hunting here is not what it used to be. Let's read the sentences from here to there, and you will notice that all the sentences are about this. This is the conclusion. This is the conclusion. So a job seeker can reply to a help wanted notice. All right, this person can also post a resume, blah, blah, blah. This is about job hunting, and that is not how it used to be. Another possible one also is, how does this work? All right, so a job seeker reply to this and then has to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, if a company is interested. So steps, there are several steps. You can use, of course, your own words. You can use your own words to explain the main idea of the whole reading selection or of this paragraph. All right? So you can use your own words. It can be, but it has to be the same main idea. It has to be the same main idea, but you can use, of course, different words. So how job hunting online works, or the steps that are involved in job finding online, or the future of job hunting. All right. Now, using the prefix over, you might have noticed that there are a lot of words which start with the prefix over. So over and then a verb or whatever, okay, a noun, but mostly a verb. So the prefix over can appear as part of a noun, verb, or adjective. It indicates that there is too much of something, or that someone is doing too much of a certain action. Let's look at this example here. We all know the word work, right? Work. If you add over before it, that means having too much work. So some people overwork. We don't say some people work only. That works. So some people work and don't enjoy their weekend. If you want to stress on that, instead of saying they work too much or for too long, you can say some people overwork and don't enjoy their work. So overwork means work for too much. Let's look at this exercise here. Remember that sometimes, as I said, we can have an adjective, verb, or a noun. I think this should be a noun. Let's read them one by one and then decide. First of all, I want you to find me a word, or to create a word, which means a place. So it's an adjective, and this adjective describes a place with too many people or things, or a crowded place. This is called a crowded place. I want you to use over. So basically, what do you do? Over and then the word. So answer this exercise. I'm going to show you the answers right now. Then, give an estimate. This is a verb. Give an estimate that is too high. So we write here over, and then we use one of the words here. Then, when the population is too high, too many people in one area. When the population is too high. So the answers: overcrowded, So this is crowded, we just added over. So overcrowded. This place is overcrowded. Number 2, estimate is the verb. And here it's a noun, of course. Here it's a noun, but here it's a verb. So to give an estimate that is too high, you would be overestimating. So overestimate. Then a noun, as I said, when the population is too high, this place is overpopulated. This place is overpopulated. And the noun is overpopulated or overpopulation. Overpopulated would be adjective, of course. This place is overcrowded, populated. That's an adjective. But to get a noun, we need this suffix as we have learned together. So overpopulation. Okay, now understanding adjective and noun phrases. This is another strategy that helps you understand some of the new words and some of the texts that you might read one day. So some words often appear together in phrases. Some words seem to be always together in the same phrase. All right? Sometimes there is a hyphen between the two words. So sometimes you have two words, but between them you have a hyphen. Example, many people have to accept part-time jobs. So that part-time is actually a phrase. Okay? So is it a noun phrase or an adjective phrase? This is what we are going to see right now. The last word of a phrase is usually a noun or an adjective. The first word may be a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. Let's look at these examples. City life. That's a phrase. City life. That has a noun plus noun. This is a noun. City life. Peer pressure. We read about that in Banking on Poor Women. So peer is a noun. Pressure is a noun. Peer pressure, that's one phrase. Peer pressure. City life. So you can talk about city life. City life is enjoyable here in this city, for example. Okay, let's look at another example with an adjective, social. We know this is an adjective because we have this AL here. Studies. Studies is a noun. So adjective plus noun. You can create thousands of other adjective plus noun phrases. Examples would be you have thousands. There are unlimited number of words. You just choose an adjective to describe something. High streets, for example. High streets or big cities, all right? Big cities. So big is an adjective. Cities would be a noun, and so on. The last example, adverb plus adjective. So especially interesting. We've talked about several topics, but this topic is especially interesting. Especially interesting. Especially here is an adverb. Why? Because we have this prefix, and then we have interesting, which is an adjective. All right, so you should be able to tell me that this is noun plus noun phrase, or adjective plus noun phrase, or an adverb plus noun or adjective phrase. Let's create some words using these options here. So you have the first part on the right, the first part of the word or of that phrase. Just create phrases using the words from this list here. Please do it yourself now. Once you are done with it, continue watching the lecture and then check your answer with me. And the answers are dream job, as we have learned in the reading selection that we have just read. Dream job. That makes sense. That is noun, noun. Sell. Can we say sell fashioned? That doesn't make sense, right? So let's erase it. That doesn't make sense. So cell phone. Cell phone. Then technology field. Technology field. Job opening. Job opening. As we read in the reading selection in this lecture, if you go back, you will find this phrase, job opening. Career counseling. Career counseling. We have read also in this reading selection about career counseling and how counselors give advice to people about their dream job. So career counseling. Employment agency. That phrase also exists in that reading selection. And last, self-confidence. Self-confidence. And the first one is, of course, done for us, old-fashioned. And by that, we have done all of the words, all of the phrases. Sometimes you might have doubts for one or two words or phrases. Don't worry, leave them. Write the answer maybe here if you want, or there, or anywhere you want. Okay, and continue doing the exercise. If you are 100% sure about this, and that, you might have only one, for example, one option. All right? So okay, so it's a dream job. That's okay. But sometimes you have two options that you are not sure about. Then in that case, it would be easier for you to try to link the first one to the first one first, see if it makes sense, and then link it to the other, see if it makes sense, and choose the one that best works for you. All right, I hope that this was clear for you. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next week, inshallah.